Hello, I'm Hazel.
And I'm Danielle.
And we are the Southern Scream Queens.
You're probably confused if you watch mine and Hazel's other podcast because that's not
used
this.
To be named something else.
And then Sabrina's not here. She just doesn't really have the time right now to do a podcast. So we decided to merge them all together. And we're going to do it all on this one. And Sabrina will be back eventually.
Every now and then.
Yeah. Whenever she gets more time. We are still going to continue American Horror Story on this podcast. I'm just going to upload the other ones to here, space them out a little, but we're still going to continue the series. It'll just be here from now on. We should probably address the camera. It's blurry right now because I couldn't get my other camera set up. You all just deal with it.
Yep.
This is what you get.
This is it.
Today we're going to talk about Ma, Ash Trevino's life story. And we're going to do this one a little bit different. I have watched the movie. Hazel has not. So I'm going to tell her about the movie.
Yep. And I've not even heard about it. So I have no idea what this is about.
You're in for a ride. So Ma is a movie that came out in 2019, directed by Tate Taylor. The movie starts out with this mother and daughter duo. And they are moving into a new town. But it's not new to the mom because it's her, hometown. The daughter's name is Maggie, and then the mom is Erica.
Okay.
It's the daughter's first day of school, and she goes in, and there's this little boy in the hallway, and she immediately catches his eye, and they exchange a little, little teenage love. And Maggie's in the hallway. She runs into this little girl in a wheelchair. The girl is stuck at the bottom of, an incline, and her little wheelchair battery's going dead, so she can't get up it right. So Maggie helps her, and she tells her, and put a pin in this.
Okay.
She says, thanks, you're a lifesaver. Maggie is like, you too, but it's one of those things where she's like, why did I say that? So just keep that in mind.
Is she going to kill that little girl?
Well, we'll watch it.
Here we go.
Maggie's embarrassed by the interaction, but just remember.
Okay.
Remember. We see that Erica has a new job, and she works at the casino. And she's like, I guess, do they call them bottle girls?
The little servers that take the drinks, yeah.
And she's got on this cute little outfit.
Cute.
Also, Erica is Juliette Lewis. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, she's the one from Yellow Jackets, right?
Yep.
Ooh, I love her.
I love her too. Also, Ma is Octavia Spencer. The Help.
From The Help. Yeah. She's
Love
the
her.
poop pie lady, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Eat my shit. That lady. We meet this character named Stu, and he's Erica's boss. He's not really super important. Maggie is at school still, and she's in the library, and she's eating her lunch when a girl named Haley comes up.
Okay.
And she compliments her ass. Sexual assault.
That's so random.
Sexual
you don't know
harassment.
That person. You're like, nice ass.
And they're teenagers.
That's so weird.
I didn't like it. I didn't like that. Haley's like, give me your phone. And she gives her phone and she puts her number in it. We're going to have a party. I want you to come. Which also, Haley's being, nice. Including her in, she knows she's new.
Yep, but I'm getting mean girl vibes already. Is she mean?
No.
Okay. I'm making it up in my head.
We've just had enough experience. Okay.
I'm like, are you really being nice or are you being a bully? I cannot tell.
Well, you don't know. You don't know these days. You really just don't know how people are until it's too late. Unfortunately. Maggie tells Haley that she's going to a music festival with her mom, so she can't hang out. But she's like, well, if you want to, just text me. So the little boy from earlier that was looking at her in the hallway, he's in that friend group.
So he's going to be at the party.
Yep. And they still are staring at each other. Never have spoken to each other, but they're just exchanging glances.
Cute.
It's cute. It's the next morning, and Erica is getting ready, and Maggie's like, what's up? And she says, well, I have to work. So she's like, Mom, we had plans. And she's like, well, too bad. I have to put food on the table. I have to go. And she decides, immediately, she just texts Haley. And they come and pick her up immediately. There's no hesitation. I don't know what kind of party would start at 8 a.m. But they were up and ready to go as soon as she woke up. I don't know what time she woke up. But we're introduced to the characters Chaz, Andy, and Darrell. So Andy is the boy in the hallway. Okay. And he's the one that's driving everybody around. He's driving, this is important later, his dad's work van.
Okay.
He's like a security company. So
Is it white?
Yes, it's a white van.
Ooh.
Haley tells Maggie that the party was canceled, so they're just going to drive around and drink. That's what she says to her. Why are you doing that?
It's how all bad stories start.
Before they drink, they have to get the alcohol.
Right.
And they don't have any. And they're teenagers, so they can't just go buy it. So they're at the gas station, and Darrell is outside the gas station doors. Like, literally, as soon as you walk out, he's right there. Asking people to buy alcohol for him, and they're just rejecting him. They're like, no. So they...
Good for them.
Yeah, for real. They send Maggie out to try, because she's, like, new. Nobody really knows her. And there's a woman that walks up, Octavia Spencer.
Okay.
And she asks her, and at first she's like, no, I'm not doing that. Until she looks around and she sees Andy.
Oh, no.
Sitting in the driver's seat. And then she sees the van says Hawkins Security, and she looks at that. And then
is that Andy's last name, or is that just... Okay.
That's his dad's company. She's like, oh, we used to do this whenever I was younger. They tell her that they're going to go to the rock pile, and this, like, lights a fire in her.
Oh, gosh.
And she's like, I know where that is. And she says it kind of just like that.
I want to come.
Yeah, she's like, I know where that is. She says that she hung out there a lot as a teenager herself. And then she buys the beer for them.
Okay.
I think she buys them Fireball.
Oh, hell yeah.
I know she does at one point. She buys them Fireball. I think she also buys them UV.
Was that not your favorite at one point, or no?
I mean, I would fuck it up. I'm not gonna lie,
I
but
thought it was.
I would drink it straight out of the bottle, but it was
not anymore. Okay.
As they are like leaving, Chaz, he tells Andy that that lady wants to sit on his face because the whole entire time she's giving those vibes.
But she likes Andy though.
Yeah, that's when he told that to Andy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's like getting vibe from her. They're also, by the way, doing all of this right in front of the store. Still. Like, she gives them the alcohol right out of the gate. You're just trying to get caught. So now we're at this lady's job. Her name is Sue Ann, so I'm just going to call her that from now. It's going to go between Sue Ann and Ma.
Can I say one more thing real quick? It was bothering me.
What?
You said Stu earlier, and then you said Chaz. Those are both people from Rugrats.
They are. Is there anybody else in these names? Maggie's not. That's Simpsons.
Yeah.
I love Maggie.
But yeah, I had to say that because it was eating at me.
I love that that's just been sitting in your mind. So Sue Ann's at work, and she works at the vet's office, and she is on the company computer.
Okay.
Looking up Andy's Facebook.
Ew.
She might have been on her phone. At one point, she goes from the company computer to the phone. I just don't know if it's this instance, but she does. She goes to Haley's Facebook, then she goes to Maggie's, and then in the background, her boss is just being like, hey, go do your job. Go do your job.
So she's basically obsessing over these kids.
Yes. She's very annoyed that her boss is like, go to work. She's like mad that her boss
You're
is telling her.
literally at work. You should do that, but okay.
On the clock, snooping.
On kids.
Yeah, it's weird. So now we're at the rock pile, and all the kids are there, and Maggie is saying that her and her mom moved from San Diego. We get a flash back to Sue Ann, and she is star 67 calling Andy's dad. Now, or like, she was just on the Facebook, so I guess that's how she knows his dad. We'll just remember
also,
that.
The last name was on the company van.
Yep. So she calls, and the dad's name is Ben.
Okay.
And she tells Ben that his son is at the rock pile drinking. And by the way, while he's answering the phone, he's getting a BJ.
That's so weird.
Yeah. And he is also kind of a little bit like rude to the girl. It's not a girl, it's a grown-ass woman. Rude to her.
Okay.
Because she, like, after he answers the phone and, like, she stops. She goes to keep going, and he's like, no. It's like, well, at least she was going to finish it. I don't know. As Sue Ann is on the phone, the boss comes in again and is like, hey, go do your job. But the boss gets fed up with this, and she literally tells her to go home. She doesn't fire her, but she's like, go home. So
Yeah, you're obviously preoccupied with a bunch of kids that you bought beer for, and then you called and told on them. It's so weird.
We're back at the rock pile again, and now the cops show up.
Okay.
And the cop says to Andy that he knows his dad, and he's like, your dad's an asshole. So I'm going to leave, and I'm going to be back in 10 minutes, and you better not be here. So he's giving him nice cop.
I hate your dad, so I'm going to get you out of trouble with your dad.
Maggie goes home, and Erica is sitting up waiting, because I'm assuming she's a little late. And Maggie literally throws a fit on her for just being, like, a caring mother. And then this pissed me off so bad. And if Damien ever said this to me, I would be like, I'm getting you in therapy or something. Because she's like, it's not fair that I have to sit here and wait on you while you work. Girl, you're 16. What do you mean?
You literally have nothing else to do but go to school and go home.
And it's like she's acting...
And she let you go.
Yeah.
It's not like you...
She's acting as if her mom is, like, at work to have fun. Like, she's just there, like,
she's literally trying to feed you, kid.
And she's like, I'm not going to sit around and wait for you. Like,
I couldn't even imagine being like that as a 16-year-old, and I was not a good kid all the time. I mean, I was a good kid, but not all the time. But I would never just say that to my parents.
No, I was afraid to say anything mean. Not because they would, like, be crazy to me. I don't know. Even when I was a teenager, I had that sense of, like, a conscience, like a real heavy one, where I was like,
respect
my words will impact you forever. Mm-hmm. It's weird to have that as a teenager. But I was never rude to them. I would just be like...
Oh, because you're a good person.
This is a lot of the bosses mad at Sue Ann.
Okay.
By the way. So, Erica...
I'd be mad at her, too. Like, what am I paying you for? To be
real.
A creep?
For real. She really is just paying her to sit on the clock and be on the phone.
It's weird.
Looking at teenagers. But Erica goes into the vet, and they've got a dog named Louie. It's like a little... I think it's like a golden lab or something. Sue Ann is in there working. Whenever Erica walks in, Sue Ann is like in a daze, almost. And like the phone is ringing. Like there's just a lot. And the boss is mad. And she's like, answer the phone. Answer the phone. Sue Ann tells her that she's fighting a migraine. And the boss is like, well, go get some horse tranquilizer. Because, like, I don't have time for this.
Is that for migraines?
I feel like she was making a joke.
Oh.
But I don't know if... I don't know.
How would that even be funny?
I don't know. I guess it's like, just knock yourself out so I don't have to deal with you. I have a note that says to put a pin in that.
Oh.
About the horse tranquilizer.
Oh, God.
So now we're back to Erica. And she's watching TV in the living room. And Maggie walks in. And keep in mind, the last interaction that we seen between Maggie and Erica, they were arguing.
Yeah.
She walks in like nothing happened. Like she literally lays down on top of her on the couch, and they like sit there for a minute.
Maybe she's just being hormonal.
Jesus, I couldn't imagine. You're gonna have to deal with that.
I know. That's wild, ain't it?
You have a long time though.
I have a while before that.
Going out again to hang out, and Sue Ann is buying the alcohol again. Tells them that she wants them to follow her down the road this time because she's like, I can't be getting caught. So she's like, just follow me down the road and I'll give it to you there. Well, they're following behind her and she just doesn't stop. So they just keep going with her. They end up at her house.
Ew.
She takes them to her house. Oh, if you think that is wait until
I'm scared.
Wait until we keep going. Oh, she also says that she's got eyes on her. But it's like, if you have eyes on you, why
would you take them to your house?
Why? Yeah, exactly. Why are you buying the alcohol anyway? They know what you're doing, and if you had eyes on you, you would just be like, I can't do this anymore.
She's basically trying to trick these kids. She knows that they're dumb little kids, which is even more creepy. And now you're taking them to your house. It's weird. How old is she?
She's
50?
She is the same age as like Erica. So they're
probably
like
40s.
30s, 40s.
Yeah, man.
Probably late 30s.
That's so weird to think about being 40 hitting on a 16-year-old.
Listen, at my age, I couldn't imagine even being friends with a teenager.
No, or somebody, honestly, around 21. No.
I'm going to say under 25.
Yeah.
Because, I'm sorry, I just can't be dealing with people if their frontal lobe is not cooked. If you are not, like, at where you're supposed to be, get out.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me. Don't
and
look at
if
me.
your frontal lobe is cooked and you're still not right,
Get out. Get away from me. I've had too many bitches with weird frontal lobe. Imagine being, like, that old and not... That's just who you are. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, that's pretty scary.
She takes them to her house, and...
Is it a creepy house?
No, it's a nice house.
Okay.
But it isn't kind of in the middle of nowhere. So
No
that's...
neighbors?
Not really.
Okay.
Andy gets out of the van to go get the alcohol from her, and he comes back with no alcohol.
Okay.
And he's like, she said we can hang out in her basement because she doesn't want us, like, driving around.
Why the basement?
We go because they're teenagers.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And
that's a place they could go in and have sex.
Yep. It's kind of dirty down there, disturbing everything. And she tells them that you can't go upstairs, you can't cuss, and you can't spit on the floor.
That's weird.
Why would you spit on the floor anyway?
Those are weird rules. Okay.
Yeah.
Why are you worried about them cussing when you're literally buying alcohol for underage people?
Yeah. You know, morals.
What are your
They can be
morals
wishy-washy.
even? And I mean,
So Darrell asks her for pizza rolls, and then he calls her Ma.
Okay.
So that's how she gets the nickname. So she's, like, kind of taken aback by it, but she's like, yeah, I'll go get you some snacks. She goes upstairs, and I guess as the pizza rolls are cooking or whatever, she's on her phone, scrolling away on Andy's Instagram.
Okay. Why wouldn't you just go hang out with them? I guess because you know it's weird.
Chaz tells her, like, he's walking around the room, and he's like, you need to get lights and a couch over here. This could be the best place ever to, like, hang out. You need to do this. He gets in her face, and he's like, if you don't want to be cool, that's all on you. She's not really responding to, like, oh, let's remodel. She's like, well, I don't have the money to do that. She asks him if he wants to see something cool. And he's like, hell yeah, I want to see something cool. He pulls out a gun. And she points it at him. Right at him. Everybody is making your face at this point.
That's cool, I guess. You want to see something cool?
Literally puts it right in his face. She tells him, just take a guess what she tells him. What do you think she's going to tell him with the gun pointed at his face?
I have no idea.
She says, take your clothes off. To a teenage boy. Take your clothes off. That's what she says. And he does it. He starts...
I probably would have too. That lady is unstable.
As he's doing it too, and keep in mind, she is old as fuck to be around these teenagers. She's, like, looking him up and down. Like, admiring what she's seeing.
Ew.
Teenage boy. Starts laughing.
Okay.
And then she, like, puts the gun down. Well, the other teenagers, you know, okay, if this would have been me...
So she made it a joke.
Yes.
Like, she didn't really mean it, but
Yes.
she did.
I think she was joking. But if that would have been me, and first of all, that wouldn't have been me, because if some 30-year-old woman and me at 15 would have been like, come to my basement, I would have said, take me home.
I can't say nothing because I've done some crazy shit. And I've already told you about that story. I literally... Should I tell the story? Okay, so I don't know this lady's name. I still don't. Oh my God. Okay. We were in high school, and I think I was a freshman or a junior. And me and my best friend CJ, it was like right after lunch. And she was like, man, I wish we could skip school. So I was like, yeah, me too. And this literal random girl behind us was like, y'all want to skip school? And we were like, yeah. And she was like, okay, I know how to get out of the school without sounding the alarm or whatever. So she took us into the locker room, and we literally left and got in her car, and she brought us all the way to Manchester. And she took me in her house, showed me her cats, and then she took me in her barn and showed me her animals that were in there, and then she literally brought me home. So like that. And I never talked to her again. It's so weird, but she knew where I lived.
Ever speak to her before that?
No, and I never talked to her again. I don't know who she is, but my best friend, she said that she remembers the girl's name, but I can't remember if she actually knew her or not. But I mean, we just went.
You should look her up and see how she's doing.
I should.
I wonder how many other people she did that to.
It's really untelling, because I mean, she was so quick to be like, hey, do you want to get in my car and go to my house? Like, I was like, hell yeah. I don't want to go to class.
I would have cried.
I was excited. I was like, yeah, I don't want to be here. And she's got a car. Yeah, I'm going. So if this lady was
you
taking
would have
me
been
to
a
her
Ma
house,
victim.
oh, yeah, I definitely would have. I mean, I probably would have just been like, can I live here? Like, this is so cool.
But the other teenagers, whenever she starts laughing, instead of, leaving or being smart, they all start laughing too. Like, it's funny. Maggie doesn't. Maggie's the only
scared.
teenager in this group that has any kind of common sense.
Is this a southern place? Does it say where Ma lives?
I don't know, because they said that she said she moved back from San Diego, so I don't know if it was like a California town. I don't know. If they said it, I didn't pay attention.
Okay.
Ma tells them that the gun doesn't even work. Tries to hand it to them, and she's like, here, see? Do you want to see? It doesn't work. And they're like, no. I don't want it. I guess that, I don't really know if they just leave immediately after this or if they like hang out for a little bit, but as they're leaving, Maggie sees that Sue Ann has a wedding ring on. And so she's like, what's up with that? Where is he?
Yeah.
Does he know you got teenagers down here? Like, what's the deal? Sue Ann says, oh, well, he left years ago. I just can't take it off because my finger got too fat. And it's stuck. She could get that damn ring off. Get some Crisco. Get a bolt cutter.
Get it cut off.
If he left me, I'm taking that bitch off. As they're leaving, she's like, well, now y'all know where the party is.
Oh, so like, come again.
Yes, she's fully expecting them to come back. We get our first flashback of the movie to Sue Ann's life when she was a teenager. And she gets asked by a boy, we don't know who it is just this minute, to go to the rock pile. And there's 2 other girls there whenever he asks.
Afraid it's Andy's dad.
It is. You are
They're
correct.
doing something mean, ain't they?
You are correct.
Oh.
Joanne has pulled out the yearbook, and she's looking at herself, and she looks at Maggie and Erica's Facebooks. Now she's on Erica, the mom. She goes to where Erica works. She's just kind of like watching her work. It's weird. She's just observing everything. And Erica is delivering drinks, and she delivers them to this woman. Her name is Mercedes.
Cute.
Mercedes. Have you seen that TikTok?
No.
It's this woman, she's doing like ASMR, and she's at a Mercedes, and she says it funny. She just like touches stuff, and she goes,
oh yeah, and she's like,
yeah. Mercedes. Gives the drinks to Mercedes. And she recognizes Erica. Andy's dad is next to Mercedes. I'm going to have to just say it that way the whole time.
Is that the lady that was giving him a BJ?
Yep. Mercedes was the one that was giving him a BJ. And he was a little rude to her. It turns out, I'm just going to go ahead and like say it so that it doesn't get confusing. But in the flashback, it was Ben that asked her to go. And then the 2 girls next to him were Mercedes and Erica.
Oh.
Yeah. So things are starting to make sense. Just a tiny bit.
That is a small world, though, right?
Well, Erica did move back to the hometown.
Okay.
So, and it's like, I think it's a small town.
What are the odds that Maggie, is going to hang out with their kids, and then Ma is going to find them at the gas station asking for beer?
Mm-hmm. Also, I just want to say that it is clearly they all have the social media. Erica didn't think to be like, hey, show me these kids that you're hanging out with, Maggie. You would think that she still had, because something that Mercedes says in just a second proves that she knows the drama in Erica's life, so they are in contact, or she at least is in contact with somebody that knows about Erica. You're going to tell me you didn't know what his kids look like? Because if I seen people that I still have on Facebook in high school, if I seen their kids out in public, I've seen enough pictures of you growing up that I know who you are.
Yeah.
You're going to tell me you didn't know and you didn't think to ask, who are these kids? Because later on, she's like, oh my God, I was your dad's friend. Once she realizes, she's like, who's your dad? And he tells her. And she's like, oh my God, I know him. You didn't do that before? I don't know. It's just, I'm nitpicky. I'm a bitch.
You're definitely not. You're just logical.
That you have to, subscribe to the fact that it's a movie and it's not real, but...
It's hard.
Yes. Mercedes asked Erica, didn't you go to California? Oh, so it's not... It is a small town, not in California. and that she was gonna make it. She's being a bitch to her.
because now she's a server.
So Erica is like, well, I did go, but my marriage didn't make it, so now I'm back. Mercedes is kind of just like shading her for working there. Like, she's just being a bitch. Just, I don't know, she thinks
But they
she's
were
too
friends.
good. She also starts acting just belligerent. Like, she can't handle her liquor. And she literally gets kicked out of the casino because of the way that she's acting. Yeah. And
we don't like Mercedes.
That's when we learned that this is Erica's hometown. We didn't really know that before, but we know now. Sue Ann is watching this whole entire exchange, by the way. And she's sitting in the back of the casino.
She loves it, don't she?
And she's got this big old smirk on her face. I don't know, by the way, the timeline of how much time has passed, but apparently Erica's already getting like a promotion, leaving to go on a seminar.
Okay.
And she's leaving Maggie by herself. Sue Ann is also out watching Mercedes. Mercedes is a jogger. She jogs around little neighborhoods. By the way, the actress that plays Mercedes, I don't know her name, but she plays a lot of roles where she is a bitch. Where she's like so she plays her part well. You know, also, just a little side note, I feel like a lot of the time, if there's an actor, an actress, and they play those roles all the time too well, like Blake Lively, they've got to be that way in real life.
And she really is. And for a while, we didn't know that. Now we do.
Yeah. I do like that Simple Favor movie, though.
I've never seen that. But the movie,
we gotta add that on the list.
Is it scary?
No, it's like a thriller.
Oh, okay. The movie I'm talking about is not a thriller at all. It's the one where she's actually old.
Oh, Age of Adeline.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, I watched that the other day. Like,
when
fully.
that guy's like, oh, Adeline, and she was like, that was my mother. And it's not.
Bitch,
she's lying.
Gaslighter. So, the kids are now at school.
Okay.
And they're leaving. And next to the van is a box of what?
Beer.
Box of alcohol. And they're like, what the fuck is this?
The mom's like, come to my house.
And then they get a text.
Okay.
It's A.
Okay. I love it. I need to rewatch that again.
Listen, don't tempt me.
Listen, that we can start that up on this podcast. I love Pretty Little Liars.
We're going to have so many TV shows. So they get a text, and it is from Sue Ann, and she's like, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Did she really say that?
Yeah.
They probably are like, what does that mean?
Yeah, and Maggie is like, how did she even get our phone numbers? Because they didn't give them to her. Yeah, and one of the guys is like, well, Haley probably did it. She gets drunk and gives her number to everybody. And Haley's like, oh, probably. Also, by the way, during this exchange, Joanne is behind a wall listening.
She's at the school?
She's at the school, just like behind a wall, like listening. While she's like texting them.
Oh, I don't like that.
So now we're at Sue Ann's house again. And there's like a bunch of high schoolers. More than just the usual crew. There's like... the whole school is there. She has redecorated the basement to Chaz's liking.
Okay.
Yep. They are like calling her Sue Ann and stuff, and she's like, around here you call me Ma. Girl, you're a freak.
Yeah, I can see why this is getting real ass Trevino-ish.
She is also just like down there while they're partying. She's just kind of walking around,
she's
hanging
not drinking
out.
Or nothing.
No. There's a girl named Ashley that's laying on the couch, and she is... this storyline is funny to me. This little character is funny.
Okay.
So, and I think you're going to get a kick out of this one. She's passed out on the couch. And Maggie is like, should we help her? Like, what's going on? And Haley's like, no. She's pretending to be passed out. Because her dad is the preacher. And she doesn't want to get in trouble for drinking. So she comes to the party so she doesn't miss out. And she lays on the couch and sleeps. And, like, sometimes she'll, like, open her eyes and, like, look. It's just funny.
What in the world?
But she doesn't want to drink, so she's just like, I'm just gonna...
Aw.
What? I want to be there, but you're not gonna make me do nothing. You get this
That's
little...
so weird, though.
Yeah.
All you have to do is just be there and be like, no, I don't want to drink. I just want to hang out.
Yeah, well, also as a teenager, if I tell them no, they're not gonna be my friend, you know?
I guess.
But they know what she's doing,
yeah.
So...
They would still let you be there. You're there.
You're still there. You're literally, at this point, you're flopped out on the couch. You're taking up space.
Yeah.
Get up and dance or something.
Yeah, something.
Speaking of dancing, they have this little dance montage. And Maggie just looks uncomfortable. Ma is dancing with Andy. And she's, like, caressing on him.
Ew.
Yeah, it's weird. So, Ma, like, goes back and she's like observing everybody, and we get another flashback to her, and she's at the rock pile. A boy gets a beer to her, and there's a brunette and a blonde. It's Erica and Mercedes, and the boy's Ben. And the brunette walks off, and she's like shaking her head, which is Erica. You can tell that she is like not wanting to participate in whatever they're doing. We're now back to the party, in present time, and Sue Ann goes to Maggie, and she's like, I like your earrings. And she's like, these are a present, I think she said, from her dad to her mom, and since they're divorced, she gave them to her. But remember that. So Sue Ann tells her, like, you've got a sweet mother. All the teenagers get together, and they start pestering Sue Ann to take a shot. They're like, shot. And she says she doesn't drink. And then she hears like a bang upstairs, and everybody's kind of like, what is that? And she's like, oh, it's that damn ice machine.
It's her husband, ain't it?
We'll figure it out in a minute.
What she got going on?
Maggie is the only one that's like suspicious too. Like, she's the only, like
she knows this whole time something ain't right.
The only one in the whole movie with any common sense. And also
That's
Erica.
Because Erica is her mother.
Yeah. So Sue Ann heads upstairs, and she gets a syringe, needle and all, out of her fridge. Maggie and Haley try to go upstairs because they need to go to the bathroom. Like, they think there's like people fucking in the bathroom, and they don't want to go outside, so they want to go upstairs. Maggie is like hesitant because she's like, she told us not to go up there. As soon as they go up the stairs, though, when they open the door, because they do go, there is a tribal mask, like right as soon as, like, it's like on the wall in front of the door, and it scares them. Maggie hears Sue Ann say, you shouldn't have done that. She's not talking to them. She's not around them.
She's talking to the thumb.
She also hears like a scuffle.
Oh, no.
And she tells Haley that they have to go. And as they're like getting back out because they are in the bathroom, Ma catches them. She is very aggressive with them. Like, she like grabs Maggie. She grabs one of them. You're not supposed to be up here. So they go back downstairs. So now we have Ma in her bedroom, and she is like creepily singing. It's like this weird, it's like a hum but like a sing, but it's like creepy. And as she's doing it, she's like cutting out pictures. Of who? Well, we'll find out. So Maggie wakes up, and her phone is absolutely blowing up, and it's texts from Ma apologizing for the aggressiveness. Now they're at school, and some girl comes up and is like, do you think Ma would let me have my birthday party at her house? What Maggie says is, I like your bracelet. And she's like, thanks, I got it from my boyfriend. I think she says that after he gave it to her, she let him go down on her.
Okay.
Like, it's gross, but it's just like teenager. Yeah. This is the point where Andy is like, Maggie, will you be my girlfriend?
Cute.
Yeah, they have this little exchange. They're leaving school, and all of a sudden, Ma pops up.
Why is she always there?
She's right at the school. And
why is she at work?
That's why her boss is so mad. Also, her boss is, I don't know her name either, but she is also in The Help. Oh. She is Skeeter's mom. The one that's sick or whatever. One. Yeah. Asking them to come over to her house, and they decline. They're like, no, like, everybody's got an excuse. This is funny that you just said, why is she not at work? Because Haley is like, do you have a job? Sue Ann is like, well, I guess I should have to work a double then, because you don't have time for me.
Oh, God.
Haley then tells her that she needs a man. Sue Ann is like, watch your mouth. So Sue Ann gets very angry at all this, and she just storms off. So now Sue Ann has expanded her empire, and she is buying alcohol for other people. This time she's not making them follow her to give them the alcohol, but she gives it to them in advance, and then she's under the impression that they're going to come to her house and drink. And so they get to her house, and they don't stop. They drive past her, and they throw a drink at her car. And she is, like, sitting in the car, having a crying fit, and they yell at her that she's a loser. Now Erica's back home, and Maggie finally understands that she has to work. And she tells her about Andy, and that she's now got a little boyfriend. Get a little shot of Sue Ann, and she's putting on lipstick, and she goes down to the party. Why are you getting ready for teenagers? You're weird.
They're probably not even looking at you. You're literally just getting them alcohol.
It's now that little girl's birthday party from before. Sue-Ann and Maggie are talking, and Sue-Ann tells her to be careful, like, with Andy. And Maggie is a little bitch about it. Because in this moment, at least Ma's being nice.
Maggie probably
don't get
just
pregnant.
sees her as like, you were just hitting on him, so leave me alone.
Yeah. But also, I don't think that Ma's intentions were pure in telling her that, because I think she was jealous.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I don't think she meant, like, oh, I don't want you getting a teen pregnancy. She's like, I don't want you having a baby with
She's
my man.
probably thinking, like, that's not Andy, that's Ben. Yeah. In her mind, that's probably it.
Joanne storms off after this little exchange, and then she turns around and she's watching Maggie, and they're, like, kissing, and she's just watching it. It's weird. Ma comes back up, and she's, like, acting like everything's fine again. She walks up to Maggie, and she's like, I need you to take my shot for me. All the shots are in, like, red glasses, but the one she wants Maggie to take is green. So Maggie takes both of the shots. She takes hers and Sue-Ann's, and then she starts, like, stumbling and acting funny. And then they're just watching, like, just, you can tell she's up to something. Mm-hmm. I just want to say something. I don't want to get on a tangent too much, but in movies, they do this thing where if the main character, like, has been roofied, because that's clearly what's happening, they'll make
like
it to where,
yes,
but it's not like through the character's POV, it's the character themselves. Like, it'll be a shot of the actor, and they're the ones, like, doing this, and the camera's all blurry, but it's like, that's not how it would be. You're not spinning. What you're seeing is spinning. It pisses me off.
I never thought of that.
Oh my god, it makes sense. Every time it happens in a movie, I get mad. I dock a point.
Here we go again.
I dock points for that. Now we're back at Maggie's house, and she wakes up, realizes that her earrings are gone, and her knees are scraped up real bad. She meets Andy at the mall. She tells Andy that she remembers nothing after she took that shot. And Andy, like, tells her that she, like, flashed her boobs, and then he's like, just kidding, you didn't do that. He tells him that she doesn't want her or him back at Ma's again. And he's like, okay. But it's like, girl, y'all just started dating and you're telling him what to... I know that it's, like, for his own good, but it's like, he's a teenage boy. Grown men won't listen to you.
No, I was
Why are you telling
him
to... No, and he don't. And he don't. So now we're back at Sue-Ann's job, and she is sneaking a bottle of medicine back into its little medicine cabinet. So...
What's her job?
She works at the vet.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that it had the name on the bottle, but I'm blind, so I couldn't see what it was, but I'm gonna guess it was the horse tranquilizer, and that she took it quite literally when her boss was like, just take some. She's like, okay, say less.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it and roofie teenagers. That's what she said. This little... I'm sorry, I don't like scenes like this when it's teenagers. I think that, like, I don't know if the actors themselves are teenagers, and I'm just being nitpicky, but they're, like, on the couch, like, heavily making out, like, dry humping, and it's like, please don't do that.
It's awkward.
Why are you as a director making teenagers do that?
Because they're weird.
That's weird to me. I don't know. Maybe they're not actual... Yeah, for real. Nickelodeon, I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're actual teenagers when they were filming this, but... Like, with Euphoria, I've never really watched it.
I think they were, though, weren't they?
I think they were adults.
Were they? I can't tell.
I think so, but
never tell.
It's like you're making adults pretend to be teenagers and do crazy things. It's just weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being sensitive. But
I just never thought about it, to be honest. But, yeah, it is weird to think about.
Doing this, Erica comes home from work, and they spring up, and Andy, like, leaves the pillows laying in the floor, because... Maggie, like, gets up and runs into the kitchen. She's like, I'm going to pretend to be getting water. Now they're all having these little conversations. Andy informs them that his mom had died. Erica is like, oh, who is your parents? That's when she learns that's his dad. And that they all went to high school together. He also does not like Mercedes. He is like, because she's like, oh, your dad's dating her. And he's like, unfortunately. Andy's phone starts absolutely blowing up.
It's Ma.
And it is Ma.
Knew it.
Now they're at school, and Haley is telling Maggie to block Ma, that she already blocked her. Andy blocked as well. And Haley gets her little phone out, and she starts recording a video where she's telling everyone to block Ma, and that she's crazy. Ma is in like a nail salon. She's getting a little pedicure. And that's when she gets this video sent to her too. But it's like, she blocked you. How are you getting it? You're on a burner. You're being weird. And she gets really pissed at this video. And so she storms out of the little nail salon. And she goes to work. And as she's at work, she's sitting there just rewatching that video. Over and over. Rewatching Haley's video. And now we get a flashback of Sue-Ann going into a closet. And we'll get more on that later. Now Maggie wakes up by her phone blowing up again. And who could it be? Ma. And she's like, hey, I got a new number. Everybody add me. I got a new number. And it's like a crazy amount of videos. Like, she's like crashing out on them. Have you seen that TikTok where it shows her like, don't make me drink alone?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God. It went around as like a trend. The last video, she's like real sincere. And she's like, will you guys meet me at the rock pile? Please. She tells them it's an emergency, that she needs to see them. So they go, and she informs them that she has cancer and that she's on medication, and the medication makes her a little crazy. And she tells them that she needs friends right now.
They're kids.
They
Get
are
some your own age.
children. Like, why are you not? Go be friends with Erica.
Yeah.
Be friends with your
Literally
boss.
anybody.
Do your job and your boss would like you and y'all could be friends. So Andy hugs her after this too. He just full on. It really tugs at Andy that she's saying all this. And Haley notices as she's hugging him that she's wearing a bracelet. And she realizes that it's Stephanie's bracelet, which is the girl that had the birthday party at Ma's, where she was like, I like your bracelet. Yes. Haley and Maggie are now watching Ma work. They've all left and they're watching her. And Haley is telling her, like, she's got her bracelet. And that's whenever Maggie is like, my earrings are missing too. And then Haley says, my ring is missing. After all of this, they go to Ma's house and break in. They break in this woman's house. They pick up, like, one of them picks up these little cat statues. It's like a, you know, those glass cats. Picks one of those up, and then she sets it back down. They go upstairs, and there is a humongous, and I mean, it is all the way around to the ceiling, a baby gate. Like, you cannot get up there without going through this gate. It's weird.
I've never seen a baby gate like that.
Yeah, it's huge. They go into her room, but as they're walking in there, we see behind them that there is something moving. Something just walks across the screen.
Ew.
And so they go into her room, and she has a bunch of pictures of those teenagers on her vanity, like in her mirror. They're all over the vanity.
Is that what she was cutting out?
Yes. Haley, like, picks up the picture. On the back of it is a picture of one of their parents. So it's like, if it's Andy, the back is Ben.
So she is pretending
Maggie,
to be
back
friends
is Erica.
with their parents.
Yes, kind of. She's associating them directly to their parents.
I wonder if she's going to be, like, plotting revenge on them according to their
Find
parent.
out.
Oh. Oof.
Now we're at Sue-Ann's job, and Ben comes into the office, and he's got a cat, and he says that he didn't know that she worked there. And he's like, we should catch up sometime. Yeah, I was shocked.
See, look, you can have friends. You can have adult friends, and they're the ones that you want to be friends with.
I want you to just remember what you just said.
Oh. Is she gonna kill him? She's gonna kill Ben.
Oh, he says we should catch up, and she's like, well, I can go after work. And he's like, okay. She says that she needs to go home and change first, but she's like ecstatic. She is just, oh my God, over the moon about this. And so now we get another flashback to Sue-Ann, and she's getting a note passed to her in class. And the note is from Ben, and it's like, meet me in the janitor's closet. And so Erica looks very upset about this. Like, she's just, like, not supportive of it. And now we're back in real time, and Maggie finds a picture of Erica, like, on Ma's bed. That's when we learn that she's, like, the brunette that we keep seeing, but I've already spoiled that. And Haley goes to show Maggie, like, the pictures that she'd found where there's, like, them on the front, parent on the back. And they turn around, and there is someone standing behind them with the tribal mask on.
Is it Ma or is it someone else?
It's someone else. And it spooks them to death. They're like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
I'd be scared.
And they pull the mask down. It's the little girl from school that was in the wheelchair.
But she's not really in a wheelchair.
No, there's no wheelchair right now. She's just standing there. And she's like, what are you doing here? And then they're like, Maggie is like, what are you doing here? And she's like, I live here. And then Haley doesn't know who it is, but Maggie does. Which I feel like that's mean of Haley that she didn't.
Because you should know her if you went to school with
Yeah.
her. Aww.
Her name is Jeannie. Like, why are you not at school? And she's like, I'm sick.
Why are you not in a wheelchair?
Yeah. We learn that she is Ma's daughter.
Okay.
And she tells them that she can hear them downstairs sometimes. And she's like, is it fun down there? They're like, yeah, you should come sometime. We start hearing that Ma's like coming up the road. And she's like real scared. She's like, you need to leave. Like, it's going to make her mad, but I won't tell her that you've been here. And so Ma comes into the house. And the first thing,
because of the cat statues.
she notices that the cats are moved. So she's like, have you been down here messing with these kitties? And she's like, no. Talking to like Jeannie. Girls are still in the house as this is happening. Like, they're trying to sneak out. And Ma is kind of like hot on their trail about it too. Like, she follows directly where they went. Somehow she doesn't catch them though. Ma comes into Jeannie's room and she's like, it's time for your medicine. Jeannie's like, can I please go back to school? And Ma is like, the doctors don't see that you're sick quite yet. So it's a Gypsy Rose situation. She also tells her that her hair is getting too long and that they need to cut it off before it starts falling out and she gets made fun of. So now we're at Sue Ann. She's at the restaurant waiting on Ben. We get another flashback, and it's young Sue Ann putting on her lipstick. Mercedes is the one putting it on her. They're getting ready to like send her into the janitor's closet. Mercedes is telling her how to give a blowjob, like describing it to her. It's a weird. I don't like how they're making teenagers do these things. I don't know. But I also think that's funny considering the fact that later she was the one giving him the blowjob. Sue Ann is...
And she wasn't doing it good enough, or else he wouldn't have been like...
Yep, he literally would have been like, get over here and finish.
From Mercedes.
For Mercedes?
Mercedes.
Okay, so now we're back in present time. Ben comes in, and he compliments how... He's like, you look nice. You look pretty.
Aww.
And they're like having small talk. And then he's being real nice.
She don't deserve it.
No. He pulls out this little black thing. And he slides it to her. And he's like, you know what this is? And she's like, no. And he is like, this is a tracking device that's on all of my work vans. And I want to know why in the fuck has my son been at your house constantly? And she's like, you need to talk to Andy about that. And he's like, I'm talking to you.
As you should, because it's an adult talking to an adult, not a child talking to an adult.
Mm-hmm. He accuses her of trying to use his son to, like, get back at him, playing some sick game with him. And then he says, you had a thing for me in high school and I barely give you the time of day. He calls her a loser. The second time she's been called a loser, by the way. He says that some people never change to her. And then she responds to him like, no, they don't. Like, confirming that he's right. But she's saying it to him. Like, she's like, yeah, you've not changed either. He tells her to stay away from his son, and then he just storms out. We have Sue Ann back at work again on the company computer, Googling how to find a tracker. And the boss tells her to do her job again. And this time, Sue Ann gives her, like, the dirtiest look known to man. Like, she's just like, she's had it with her boss, even though she's the one in the wrong. Now we're with Maggie and Andy at the rock pile, just them. And Maggie's telling Andy everything. And, you know, Jeannie, the parents, the yearbooks, that she also... Sue Ann had taken the pictures from the yearbook, and she had cut out a picture of herself and put it in the picture. So, like, if there's, like, a group picture, she'd put herself in that group picture. This whole entire time, though, Andy's not having it. Sympathizing with her, he's being an apologist. Because he's like...
She has cancer.
He's like, she has cancer. My mom died of cancer, and she acted weird because of the medicine. So... in my opinion, and we'll find out if it's true, is that she picked that storyline so
because
that Andy,
knows.
yes, she knew that Andy would fall for it.
cancer medicine is not going to make you be a fucking weirdo to kids. I'm sorry. It's
No,
not.
I think it would make you, like, maybe be a little irritable sometimes.
Yeah, because you don't feel good. I get that, but I know plenty of people that had
Ain't gonna
cancer and
make
they
you be a
didn't
pedophile.
be weirdos, no.
Maggie also informs him, like, I don't even think she has cancer. I think she's making it up. She also says, like, she was in love with your dad and now she's in love with you. So now we're at home with Maggie and Erica, and Maggie's walking in, and Erica's talking to somebody, and Maggie's, like, walking, trying to go to her room, and you're never going to guess whose voice comes out of that living room. Sue Ann is in there, acts as if she doesn't know who Maggie is. Like, she comes in, and Erica was like, oh, she was stopping by to check on Louie after he had his shots. And that's whenever Erica's like, yeah, me and Sue Ann went to school together. Also, she didn't know that when she took the dog to the vet to begin with. She just now figured it out. And then Sue Ann makes a remark that it's so hard to find friends. It is when you're a weird bitch. It is then.
But also, what, like, 40-year-old is still looking for friends? Like, that's weird. That's a weird red flag that you're still looking for friends at that age. Like, that's weird.
Yeah, we'll find out in a minute, I think, why she doesn't trust people. Sue Ann apologizes for, like, showing up. And she's like, oh, I just get attached to these animals. And then she says, oh, there's probably something wrong with me. You think?
Yeah, she knows she's messed up.
She gets up and she hugs Erica, and while she's hugging her, she's, like, staring at Maggie. Like, she's letting her know.
Don't say anything.
She tells Maggie to look after the dog for her, and that's important for later. Flashback to the janitor's closet, and she's already performed her BJ. They're completely in the dark. And then they go out into the hallway, and when she walks out of the janitor's closet, she turns. And by the way, she thought she was with Ben the whole time. But who's standing outside that door but Ben? Another guy walks out behind her, and it was just like some random dude. And they had, like, set her up. Which is sexual assault.
Yeah.
So this is where I'm going to say that two things can be true at once. I think Ben deserved something, but I don't think it needed to be his kid.
Yeah, kids
Like,
didn't have to be involved.
No. Mercedes is also, like, there. The whole school is there whenever she walks out of the janitor's closet, but she sees
Why they all
Ben.
hate her so bad?
Now we're back to present time. Ma is, like, driving home from work, and she sees Mercedes jogging, and she literally runs her over.
I knew you were going to say that.
Now, this one I can get behind.
Yeah, we don't like Mercedes.
Mercedes is dead.
Good. I'm just kidding. Not good, but, you know.
She also calls her a fucking cunt after she hit her. And then she turns up the music, and it's that, like, Toto song, like Africa. Or no, September. That... It's that one. Home with Maggie. And she hears Louie whimpering outside. And she goes out there, and she finds him laying in the shed, and he's, like, bleeding. And he's just not doing good. And in the distance, she sees something, like, pink. Now we're with Sue Ann again at work. And she takes a bunch of drugs out of the little cabinet. And she walks past these dog kennels. Dogs are barking. And then her boss is in one of those dog crates.
Oh.
Dead. Bloody. Dead. Your face.
Oh. I did not expect that. Oh, she's scary.
She's really losing it now.
Yeah.
So our kill count is up to 2 so far. So
oh my gosh.
We are now home with Maggie and Erica, and they're with Louie, concerned. And so Erica's like, we need to call Sue Ann, because maybe she can help. And that's when Maggie confesses. She's like, please don't call her. I know her. And she tells her everything. We're at Sue Ann's house. And Ben, honey, he is hitting that door. He is banging that door down. Splinters are in his knuckles because he's going at it. He's there because his little tracker says that Andy's at the house. Mm-hmm. So he comes in and he's like, where the fuck is my son?
She lured him there.
His son's not there. She says, do you know what this is? And she hands him the tracker. Have you ever seen the TV show Dexter?
Only a little bit.
She Dexters him. She walks right up to him and puts a needle in his neck, and he just collapses. I just want to say my little note here was that it is now dark outside. She killed Mercedes early in the day, Nobody's mentioned that this bitch is dead.
Nobody likes her.
Also, Ben, that's clearly his girlfriend or something.
He don't know.
He
don't
didn't.
care.
All he said is, "Where's my son?" He didn't say, "You killed my girlfriend."
You know, good though, because he cares about his kid.
Now we're back at Erica's, and she is very upset with Maggie, you know, as she should be. And she tries to call Ben to, like, tell on Andy. And Maggie freaks out on her. And she's like, he is the most innocent one out of all of us. He had nothing to do with this. And first of all, no. He literally was the one that was driving the car. He literally, yeah. He also, by the way, I didn't mention this before, but he would be like, oh, I don't drink. Was the drunkest one all the time. Erica grounds her. And now we're back at Sue Ann's. Ben is tied up in Sue Ann's bed. And he's only got a towel covering his wiener.
Okay.
He's completely naked, only a towel. And so he has a bag, an IV bag next to him on, like, the little stand. And on the bag, it says Louie. As in the dog. And it's red liquid in that bag.
Louie's blood?
I think it's Louie's blood. So she literally grabs that man's wiener. She uncovers it, and she grabs it, and she's like, oh, is this what you were going to show me in the janitor's closet? And she actually holds a knife to it. Like, she's like teasing him, I'm going to cut it off, whatever. Yeah, I think she should have cut it off. And then she tells him that, like, the humiliation of what they done to her never goes away. He is, you know, apologizing or whatever. And then she says that he treated her like a dog because that's what he is. She releases that blood bag, and then she slits his wrist.
Yeah.
So he starts bleeding out.
And
but
his
the
blood's
blood
being
is
replaced by dog blood.
Yes. And so she injects him with something. I don't know what. I'm assuming a tranquilizer. And then he says, like, oh, I was just a kid. You know, you, like, forgive me, I was just a kid. She says, and so was I, motherfucker. True. Erica.
What would that do to you, though, if you had dog blood?
I don't know. Okay, so Erica tells Maggie that they're going to do errands in the morning, and that for her to be up at like 7 or 8 or something like that. And so she goes to the store, and Sue Ann is in there.
Of course she is.
Yeah.
I bet she was outside of their house listening. I gotta go to the store. Guess what? Sue Ann knows because she was listening.
But also, how did she get there so fast? She just slit old boy's wrist, and now she's at the store getting, like, what are you getting, alcohol? Like, you gonna have a party while there's a dead man upstairs?
She's getting him some dog food.
Erica, like, tells her to stay away. Sue Ann starts, like, insulting her, and then Erica screams. She's like, they're children. What Sue Ann says, and I think this just gives a clue as to everything that's going on. She's like, how does it feel to be on the outside looking in? It hurts, huh? Well, I can assure you that the view from the center is amazing. Erica's like, you need help. And then Sue Ann, she's crazy. She says, it sounds like someone is a little jealous. Jealous of Sue Ann. I thought we had some kind of connection, but you just threw it all away. So the way that I'm looking at it is that Sue Ann was fine with Erica. And now she's like, you're not cool with me giving your kids alcohol? Fuck you. She also calls her an ungrateful bitch. And as she's storming away, Sue Ann says, and to think I took care of Mercedes for you. And yeah. Because she insulted her at the casino.
Listen, I joke all the time about being able to kill somebody for you and my other friends, but bro, that ain't normal.
No.
Killing people for your friends ain't normal.
Nope. Erica hears that, by the way, and then she just turns around and leaves. Doesn't call the police.
What does that even mean? Has anybody found Mercedes yet?
She's just still laying on the road in that jogging outfit.
With just the tracks up her back.
So, I just want to say that, you know how the dog was, like, laying and bleeding? They never mentioned the dog again.
It died.
We don't know nothing about the dog. Nothing at all.
I wonder if she was there taking blood from Louie.
Yeah, that's why he was whimpering in the shed.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So
and
maybe
the pink thing in the background was Sue Ann. Because she wears, I didn't mention it, but she wears this, like, pink cardigan all the time. It's very distinguishable. So that's what we seen.
See, I assumed it was her, and that I thought that maybe she was just like, I'm going to kill him. I thought she was just going to kill him.
Maggie, and her phone is just blowing up again. It is Ma. as always. And it's a video of Andy. Sue-Ann is like, he's mine now. And it in like a seductive tone. Also is like, thanks for the earrings.
No.
Yep.
And also his dad is tied up in her bed somewhere.
Maggie gets up and she goes and she steals the car keys from Erica, and she goes straight to Sue-Ann's. And everyone is there. Andy says that Ma wants the original crew there tonight. So he wasn't supposed to be there. So Maggie's like, what the fuck? Like, you lied to me. And Haley is acting really weird. She walks up and just kisses Maggie. Just like full on like kisses her. And that's unusual behavior for her. So she's confused. He's like, oh, you've got to take a drink of the punch that Ma made. Everybody is just sloppy. All of them are just acting crazy.
The drugs from the vet.
Ma goes upstairs to give Jeannie her medicine, and she puts bar over the handles to the basement. So like the basement on open, like you can go to it from the outside, and it's like those cellar doors that like you open it this way. She puts a bar through it so you can't open it.
Oh wait, so they can't get out at all?
They can't get out from the outside yet, but they could technically still go up the steps to go upstairs. The windows are now barred too. She's got like bars over them. And Chaz passes out. Andy passes out. He goes upstairs and she can't get out. She's like in the main floor of the house now. And there's like this big wooden door and she can't get out of it. And they also couldn't get out of it the first time they went when they snuck in. I don't know what the deal is with that door. I don't know if it's for decoration. I don't know what the problem is, but they couldn't get out of it. Here's Jeannie saying, help me, I'm in here. Goes into the room, can't find Jeannie. She's like, I can hear you, but where are you? And she walks into the room.
I know that ain't a recording.
She sees Ben dead on the bed. And he's just completely bled out. There's just, it's just everywhere. Ma is listen, before this day, she watched the season finale of Dexter. Because that syringe, she's hitting them with it.
Oh, she got Maggie?
Yep, she Dexter's Maggie.
Oh, no.
Knocks her out. She's hiding behind the door, but I think the voice we were hearing was Ma pretending to be Jeannie.
Ew.
Yeah. She lured her in there. So now it's the next morning, and Erica gets up. She's getting ready. She's showering. She's yelling the whole time, like, Maggie, get up. Nothing ever happens. And she's like, girl, you're about to piss me off. I think she says something along those lines. And she finds out that she's gone with the car. So she calls Stu, and she's like, need your help. I think she's at, like, Route 11 or something like that. It was Ma's address. How did you know where Ma lived? You didn't even remember that you went to school with her when you seen her at the vet's office. But now you know where she lives? Mm-hmm. And she didn't talk to Ben about it.
No, he's dead.
No, it's weird. So now we're back in the basement, and Ma has all of the children chains around their necks.
Okay.
They're collars.
So they're all dogs. Are they awake or?
No. Maggie wakes up, and Ma is like, I give you enough diazepam, so that's what she's been drugging them with, to knock out a St. Bernard, and you're like awake. I'm like impressed. In the basement, at this point, it's Andy, Chaz, Haley, Maggie, Darrell, and Ashley. And
so she does drink.
Well, she's pretending that she's still passed out. So she's watching everything go on, but she's laying there pretending to be asleep.
Oh, but she didn't have a collar on?
Yes. She has a collar.
She let them put a collar on her and
yeah.
she went passed out? That's weird.
Yeah. So Maggie whispers
she needs
to
some
her.
help.
Yeah. I bet she'll drink now.
Lord. Get some help, girl.
Maggie tells her to, like, keep pretending to be, passed out. Ma has pulled out an iron, puts it to Chaz's bare stomach. And he's passed out, so he's not reacting to it. But she burns a spot into his stomach. At this point, Ashley says, I'm out. So she gets up and tries to take off running. And Ma just bashes her in the head. Just knocks her out. Now it's Haley's turn to get her treatment. She stitches her mouth shut, like with a thread and a needle. She brings up like that little man comment where she's like, you need a man. And she's like, maybe now this will like shut you up. She's like talking as she's doing all this, because the only one that's like conscious is Maggie. And she's like, do you know what it's like for everyone to have fun without you? You're not considered. And as she's like talking, she starts painting Darrell, and Darrell is also black. and she starts painting his face white. And she's like, they've only got room for one of us. At this point, Andy wakes up and he asks Ma if they're mad at him. And she unhooks him. So he's now the only one free. And she like starts hugging him. And she tells him, we are the cutest couple. And then she also tells him that he is going to win most charming yearbook superlatives. Is that how you say that?
Yeah.
She's like bringing those up for some weird reason. And so Andy tells her that he loves her. And then they start making out.
What?
As they're doing that,
And
she
Maggie's
stabs
just
him
like,
right in the stomach. She calls him a liar. And Maggie's just watching it. Like, she's just watching her boyfriend make out with this old lady and then get stabbed. As all this is happening, the doorbell starts ringing. Ma goes upstairs.
It's Erica.
It's a cop.
Oh. Of course they don't help, though.
And he tells her that there's, like, cups and bottles out in her yard. Who cares?
Cops don't stop for that.
And then he also says that there's cars, like, up and down the road. Ma is like, oh, it must be a prank. Must be, like, a senior prank or something.
Oh, he was just stopping because he thought there was a party going.
Maggie is trying to, like, get loose while she's by herself, and she knocks over a lamp. And the cop hears it, and he's, like, suspicious. So Jeannie, he sees her. She's in the wheelchair at this point. So he sees her, and he apologizes. So he goes to, like, leave. Maggie starts screaming for help, and he turns back around. As soon as he turns around,
she's killing him.
She shoots him with that gun that doesn't work.
Oh, my gosh. So, Darrell really was in danger.
Chaz.
Oh, Chaz.
Yeah, he was in danger. I don't know if it had any bullets in it at that point, but
Probably
yeah,
did.
it fucking worked. She lied. And then she had to call Andy a liar. She's a liar. Literally, this pissed me off. Not that she is not doing other things that make me mad. Jeannie, she's like, now see what you made me do? You made me kill this man. All because she walked up. She, like, gaslights that child to make her
She
think.
gave you a reason to get away from that, though. It was Maggie's fault.
She also makes her get out of the wheelchair and help her drag the body into the house. Why would you make your child do that? Stu has picked up Erica now, and they're en route to Ma's house. Suanne takes Maggie. There's a yearbook, and she shows it to Maggie, and it's like she's put her face over the other people's. He tells Maggie that they're going to take their own yearbook pictures. So now at this point, Suanne has all the teenagers sitting up on the couch in, order, and she's in the middle of them. Maggie's like, well, where am I going to go? And she's like, oh, you're not in my pictures. You're going to take the pictures. And so she makes her take these pictures, and she poses differently in all the pictures. Like, these kids are passed out.
And dying.
Like, he's bleeding out from a stomach wound, and she's like...
I did not expect this at all.
After she takes the pictures, Suanne grabs a chain that is connected to Maggie's collar, and she jerks her up, and Maggie's now suspended, suffocating. Jeannie starts yelling down the steps. She's like, Mom, this cop is not dead. He's still moving, like, come handle it or whatever. And so she goes up, and whenever she gets up there, Jeannie hits that bitch.
Hell yeah, I knew
and
she was going to do the right thing.
Knocks her back down the stairs. Everyone is, like, starting to, like, wake up at this point. Ma has candles lit up the stairs. It was kind of pretty. Hits those candles, and so now a little fire has started.
Okay. Locked down there, okay.
Yep. Jeannie goes down there now, and she's trying to help free Maggie, and she gets her. And that's why I told you whenever she was like, you're a lifesaver, and Maggie was like, you too, and she was, like, embarrassed. Don't have to be embarrassed now.
Aww.
Now they're both trying to free everybody because they're still, like, connected to the chains. But then they go up there and they're, like, locked in. Can't get out from the outside or the bottom outside, whatever. So, but my question is, like, why didn't they just try to go upstairs? They could just walk up the stairs.
They probably had it in their mind to be scared of upstairs.
True, but, like, if I'm on fire, I'm going. Yeah. I don't care what that bitch said.
Same.
Joanne wakes up. And she grabs a hold of Jeannie. And at this point, Erica's there. She's finally showed up, her and Stu. They open the basement doors. Everybody runs out. And Maggie tries to go back.
To get Jeannie.
Yes, she's like, Jeannie's like calling for help. Mom makes a remark to Erica because she's like preventing her from going. Your daughter is weak. She's like you. She's weak. Erica apologizes to Ma for what happened to her with the essay and everything. And she was like, it shouldn't have happened. I should have stopped it, but I didn't. Maggie grabs the knife that's on the floor that she had stabbed Andy with. She stabs Sue Ann with it. And then she's like, I'm not weak. I'm not my mother. Jeannie runs to Erica and she takes her outside. Sue Ann goes back upstairs after she's been stabbed. She goes and gets in that bed with Ben, his dead body.
And dies with him.
The whole house is burning. My thing is like, girl, he hurt you. He pretty much was a victim. I'm not a victim. Accomplice in your sexual assault, and you're gonna lay with him as you're dying.
And you already killed him. Poor Andy. Now we don't have no parents.
I didn't think of it like that.
Not even a stepmom or nothing.
No. Oh no, I was gonna say he's got Mercedes, but she's dead too. They still don't know. They still ain't found her. Yeah, but that's the end of the movie.
We'll probably still watch that.
Okay.
Yeah. It seems like I actually really like the story. Some of it's weird.
I just don't like them making teenagers do stuff.
Yeah.
I just think, I don't know. We can leave that out of it.
I don't know why that always has to be brought in. I guess it makes some weirdo people happy.
I'm going to say something that's probably not popular, but I don't think that we should ever have any sex scenes whatsoever in any movie whatsoever.
I agree. I don't understand it.
Especially in horror movies, like, you know that if you see somebody fucking, they're dying 2 minutes later. Like, yeah. I just don't like it.
There were a few things I don't really understand. Is like, why would she go ahead and just put the dog blood in him?
Because she said, you treated me like a dog because that's what you are. So then she made sure that he was.
So weird.
Yeah, and then you hurt that little innocent dog.
Yeah.
For no reason.
But also, don't let him die because you shouldn't be killing people. But, like, if you were going to do it, that's just so corny.
I would have inconvenienced him very smallly for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
I would have popped the tire.
Just cut, like, his big toe off or something. Then he can't stand upright.
If I would have seen him at Dunkin', I would have, if he ordered something and then it was sitting there, I would have walked up and grabbed it.
So that he would have to reorder.
Yeah. Once a week, you know?
Or shit in his pie.
Yeah. Yeah, why didn't she just do that? You did that once. Let's do it again.
That would be good enough, right? We'll take some feedback if you want to give some. This is our first video ever.
It will look better whenever I get the right connections for my other camera. And then it'll be much better quality. And hopefully we can get a cute little background.
I think her background is cute enough.
Well, we need like some pink and a crown or something. Oh, we should wear tiaras.
That would be cute. I would. I'll wear whatever. I don't care.
Thank you guys for watching or listening. And
we will see you next time. Bye.